Hello, my soap lovers. Welcome back. This is Stella of Liquenda Health. I have another exciting topic today, as always. So, in today's video, we are going to delve into some soap making basics, which every crafter should know. Okay, so at the end of this video, we are going to learn exactly what saponification is. Let's explain why the use of 70% isopropyl alcohol, which you usually see me spraying on the soaps. I'm going to explain that. So let me begin by explaining why the use of 70% isopropyl alcohol. There are various ways that soaps are made. We have the cold process, we have the melt and pour. The melt and pour is for those who don't want to handle the lye solution phase. They don't want to have anything to do with that. They buy the soap base that has already gone through that phase, has already been saponified, where we talked about the miracle that happens between the fats, oils, and then the lye solution, making it into real soap. So those who buy the soap base buy an already made soap, so to speak, but they just want to give it their personal touch. Like the other video that I shared, I think a week ago, when you buy your soap base and you cut it into little pieces and you melt it, usually when you pour there you find it bubbles on the surface. We spray that on top, on the surface of the soap that you have just poured into the mold, to eliminate all those bubbles, so you can have a smooth and professional finish to your soap, because you don't want, after it has been saponified, or in this case it's already done, so after it has been hardened, you don't want to be finding bubbles on top. It doesn't look nice. Also, it also helps you see some soaps, there's another way of making soap, or if you want to beautify it, we make it into layers of different, maybe different colors and all that. If you do not spray the 70% isopropyl between each, okay, if you do not spray the surface of the very first one you have poured, and you just pour the second layer on top of it, and maybe the third and the fourth, without spraying the 70% isopropyl on each surface before the next pour, what will happen is that after the soap is hardened and you come and unmold it, you will see that they are separating from each other. It will not be combined as one bar soap. So this is the reason why you need to spray the isopropyl on each surface before the next pour. When you do it in that way, they marry each other. That means they get stuck together. There's no separation. It becomes one beautiful bar soap. When you are using the cold process soap making approach, using the 70% isopropyl alcohol prevents soda ash from forming on the surface of your soap after it has been saponified. This soda ash is a whitish film on the surface of the soap, and usually it's explained that it is the part of the soap surface that is unsaponified, okay, properly, because of the reaction with the air. Harmful. It is not harmful, but it's not pleasant. Usually it's not pleasant. Some people like it, but mostly we hope not to have it on our soap surface. The curing process is the time we allow the soap to harden by allowing the excess water, excess liquid in the soap to evaporate. And it usually takes 4 to 6 weeks for that process to be complete. And it helps the soap to last longer and gives you a better lather, okay? Better lather when you are using it. So if you are new to soap making or just want to understand the science behind soap making, this video is for you because you want to approach it with knowledge and understanding. So let's get started. So a little glimpse of what happened earlier in our soap making process. So after the batter, I am now pouring it into the mold. I have just poured it into the mold. And it is very important to make sure that you shake it well, tap it, to make sure that there are no gaps in between, because you see the soap batter is thick, so it might fool you, so to speak. It might fool you as if everything is intact in there when you pour it in, but no, there are times that there are air bubbles in there. There are little gaps in there, and if you don't deal with it at this stage and you allow it to harden or saponify, you would see that when you take the mold out, you will have those gaps. You will have those gaps in the overall loaf, and it's not pleasant. So you want to make sure that you eliminate them by patting it, by tapping it, shaking, okay, making sure that it is really, really sealed up. And today the soap, I don't want to really make any designs on it. I want to have it just straight, smooth top. So I'm just trying to smoothen it out. But I'm still making sure that there are no gaps in between. So that's the main reason for the shaking, for the patting and all that. Because it might not give you a well finished product. It will not look so beautiful. You will not like it. So do your best, shake it, tap it until it is done. Okay, so after I poured it in my mold, I will allow it to sit for 24 hours before I'll come back and unmold it. By then, the saponification process would have been done. And so you would consider your soap technically safe to handle. It's over 24 hours and I've unmolded it. Now we have another important step to expect, called the curing time. So the curing time is when you allow the soap to fully dry and harden. And this usually takes 4 to 6 weeks. So in this curing season, any remaining water in the soap evaporates, which makes the soap last longer and lather better. And it gives the bar smoother texture and a more balanced pH. Okay. Now I've introduced another word, pH. So pH balance simply refers to the measure of acidity or alkalinity okay. So pH balance refers to the measure of acidity or alkalinity of a solution. Okay. So being at the level 7 is considered neutral, and being below 7 7 and below, you say it is alkaline. Okay, and then going above 7, then we are getting into the acidity level. So when soap is too acidic, it's going to react. It's going to cause irritation. And when it is below and it's alkaline, it doesn't really give you the cleansing you need. Spaces that were not filled. And this is what we must make sure that we avoid. So just imagine this was all over the soap or in between the soaps. It's going to cost you a lot, which you would either have to rebadge them, or better still, it will make you plain it too much, and we don't want all that. So this is the reason why you have to make sure you are patting it. In fact, shake it as much as you can to make sure that there are no spaces in, because I made 2 loaf and I'm going to get 10 individual bars out of each loaf. So yeah, I'm glad you stuck with me to see how the whole process goes. So I'm going to wait for the whole curing process, which I already told you earlier, where the water in the soap would get to evaporate. That takes between 4 to 6 weeks, and then I will come back and seal it. I usually put it in a shrink wrap. So I'm going to show you a picture of how it looks like after I shrink wrapped it, or I put it in a shrink wrapper. Okay, thank you so much for being here with me. You're the reason why I'm here. Hope to see you in the next video. Let's learn something new together. See you soon and stay blessed.